I'm bone tired, like the kind of tired that seeps into your skin. Long day, back-to-back meetings, fake smiles, endless emails. My feet ache from heels I regret wearing, and all I want is the couch, a blanket, and maybe some background noise to numb my brain. Nothing heavy. Just white noise. Just nothing. I toss my bag on the floor. Kitchen's a mess. Emma was supposed to do the dishes. Again, of course she didn't. Whatever, not worth the energy. I drop onto the couch, cushions swallowing me whole. The apartment's too quiet, lights dimmed just enough to make me feel invisible. My phone's in my hand before I realize it, scrolling without looking. Muscle memory, notifications, memes, ads, texts, then dash, buzz, buzz. A name pops up. Uncle Mark. Weird. He doesn't usually text, calls on birthdays, Christmas maybe. But texts? Random messages? Never. There's no hi. No, how are you? Just, you need to see this. I'm sorry. I blink. Stomach already doing that thing it does, the uneasy twist. My thumb hovers, then taps. Video file. 38 seconds. Sent at 9:13 p.m. No context. I press play. At first, the sound's too low. Just laughter. Background chatter. Then a voice. Familiar. Sharp. Emma. She's in someone's backyard, red Solo cup in hand, half reclined in a lawn chair like she owns the world. Long hair down. Makeup done. Not a hint of struggle on her face. Liv's such a sucker, she says, smirking. Seriously, I haven't paid a single bill in what? 2 years? And she still thinks I'm looking for a job. Like, girl, come on. Laughter explodes. Not just hers. 2 guys and a girl, strangers to me. Someone off camera snorts. Emma doubles down. I just cry a little, say it's been so hard since the breakup, and boom, she backs off. Every time. My heart punches the inside of my chest. Blood drains from my face. I don't move. Just stare. She keeps talking. Why pay rent when my sister's too soft to make me? Liv's basically my personal sponsor at this point. They all lose it at that one. My hand is ice cold. Phone hot. The video ends. Screen goes dark. But the silence isn't comforting anymore. It's loud, thick. My breath catches. I hit replay. Again. Emma's voice, her laugh. It hits harder the second time. Deeper the third. My sister. My blood. Mocking me like a punchline at someone else's party. Like I'm a joke. I'm not crying and I'm not yelling. Just still. She's been living here for almost 3 years. Rent-free, bill-free. And I let it happen because she was hurting. Because she said she needed me. I believed her. I thought I was being a good sister. A kind one. Family helps family, right? But there she is, smirking, bragging. Liv's such a sucker. She backs off every time. Why pay rent when my sister's too soft to make me? I set the phone down slowly, hands trembling. Not from rage, not yet, just shock. I stare at the ceiling, the walls, the spot where her boots are thrown by the door, the jacket she never hangs up, her empty cereal bowl on the counter. Every detail feels heavier now. She used me, is using me, and laughing about it. My phone buzzes again. Uncle Mark. Wasn't sure if I should send that, but you needed to know. I stare at the message. My old self would have made excuses for her. She was drunk. She didn't mean it. It was just a joke, but I heard it. I saw it. Emma meant every word, and for the first time in a long time, I don't feel tired. I feel awake, and something inside me clicks into place. I don't sleep. Not really. I lie there, staring at the ceiling, watching headlights stretch across the walls like ghosts. Emma's voice echoes on loop in my head. Not the nice voice, not the soft sister voice. The other one, the cold one, the one that called me a sucker. She backs off every time. I think about all the times I did, when she came home drunk and broke the lamp. It was an accident, Liv. When she used my credit card for emergencies and forgot to pay me back. I'll Venmo you tomorrow. When she said she couldn't pay for groceries and I covered it, again. Again, again. I always said yes, even when I wanted to say no, because she was family, because she was going through it, because that's what I thought love looked like. But now I realize it looked a lot like being used. Morning comes slow, soft light through the blinds, casting everything in dull gold. I'm still on the couch, same clothes, phone dead, heart worse. The coffee machine groans to life as I stand up like my bones are made of sand. I'm pouring water into the reservoir when I hear her. The front door opens, keys jingle, boots thud against the hardwood. Emma, laughing to herself, humming, the audacity. Morning, she says, yawning like she's the star of some sitcom. Ugh, I slept like a rock. I glance over. She's already rummaging through the fridge, grabbing my oat milk, pouring it into my coffee mug. Your bed's too comfy, Liv. You're spoiling me. She doesn't know. Not yet. No clue I've seen it. Heard it. She doesn't know the words she spoke at that backyard party are now tattooed on my brain. I just watch her, like she's a stranger in my house. Because maybe she is. Later, when she leaves again, hair curled, crop top on, smelling like expensive perfume I didn't even know she had, I sit in the quiet. This time, I don't scroll. I don't clean up after her. I don't move. I just think about every little thing, every, can you cover me? Every just until I get back on my feet. Every bowl in the sink. Every excuse. Every fake tear. How I gave her everything. And she gave me nothing. How she called me soft. Like it was an insult. Like kindness is weakness. She doesn't know I'm changing. She thinks I'll do what I always do. Smile, forgive, swallow the anger like it's water. But this time, the water's turning to ice. I pull out my laptop, not to doom scroll, not to escape. I open a new tab. Type, local property management companies. Click, average rent in my area. Then, how to send a lease agreement. It's slow, deliberate, but it's happening. The version of me that excused her, buried under every lie. And something colder is taking her place. Not cruel, not mean, just done. The next morning, the apartment feels different. Not because anything's changed physically. Emma's jacket is still draped over the back of the couch. The smell of her overpriced perfume still lingers in the hallway. And there's a trail of half-empty seltzer cans on the kitchen counter that she'll pretend not to see. But something in the air has shifted. It's like the tension is holding its breath, waiting. She doesn't know that I've seen the video. Doesn't know that her voice, her laughter, her careless mockery is still playing on a loop in my mind. She has no idea I've already decided this is going to end. Not in screaming, not in slammed doors, but in something colder, sharper, final. I hear her before I see her. Do we have any more oat milk? She calls out, like this is her house, like she pays for anything in it. I don't answer immediately. I let the silence stretch just long enough to make her look up. She's standing in the kitchen, her hair piled into a messy bun, wearing a hoodie that used to be mine and socks that definitely still are. I take a sip of my coffee, black, no milk this time, and lean against the counter like I have all the time in the world. Hey, I say, my voice steady, I've been thinking. She turns, eyebrows raised, spoon in hand, cereal halfway to her mouth. About what? I shrug, casual. Just the living situation. That makes her pause. Just for a second. It's subtle, the way her body stiffens, the way her eyes flick to mine and then away. But I catch it. What about it? I set my mug down slowly, deliberately. I think it's time we talk about rent. Silence. The kind that makes the walls feel closer. She stares at me like I just spoke in another language. Wait, what? I repeat it, clearer this time. Rent. I think you should start paying some. She laughs, sharp, nervous, the kind of laugh people let out when they think the punchline's still coming. You're kidding. I don't smile. I don't blink. Number I'm not. Her spoon clinks into the bowl. She steps back, eyes narrowing like she's trying to figure out if I hit my head sometime during the night. Are you seriously pulling this now? After everything? I keep my voice calm even. You've been here for almost 3 years, Emma. No rent, no bills. I figured it was time. She scoffs, like the whole idea is beneath her. Like I'm being ridiculous. Liv, come on. We're family. You really expect me to pay rent like I'm some stranger off Craigslist? I tilt my head. You live here like a tenant. Why shouldn't you pay like one? She blinks, and for a split second, just a fraction of a moment, I see something flash across her face. Not confusion, not outrage, but fear. Not the kind that's scared of getting kicked out, but the kind that realizes the game's finally up. I just wasn't expecting you to go all landlord on me. Maybe that's the problem, I say, my tone still neutral. You never expected me to say no. Her mouth tightens. She crosses her arms, defensive now. Look, it's not like I'm trying to take advantage of you. But you are, I interrupt gently but firmly. Whether you admit it or not. She opens her mouth to argue, but nothing comes out. She's scrambling, trying to find the right angle to twist this, play the guilt card maybe, or pull out some tears. But none of it's landing this time. I let the silence hang, then speak again, quieter now. I'm not asking for back pay, just moving forward. I was thinking $1,200 a month. Her face snaps toward mine, mouth open in disbelief. 1,200? Are you out of your mind? It's actually below market, I reply. For this area, it's a steal. She laughs again, bitter, disbelieving. This is insane. You're seriously doing this after all I've been through? There it is. The guilt trip, the emotional blackmail. Old Emma's favorite game. I nod slowly, letting her see that I'm not budging. Yeah, I'm doing this. She doesn't say anything after that, just glares, grabs her half-eaten cereal and stomps down the hallway, slamming the door to the guest room behind her. I hear the click of the lock, and I smile. Not out of spite, not because it feels good to push back, but because, for the first time in years, I didn't back down. The line's been drawn. And this time, I'm not stepping over it. The next few days are a slow burn. Emma doesn't speak to me, not really, just clipped phrases, passive-aggressive sighs, the occasional door slam when she thinks I'm not listening. She's stewing, waiting for me to break. She thinks this is a phase that I'll crack under the tension and apologize for overreacting. She doesn't realize I'm not the one unraveling. She is. And I can feel it every time she walks past me with a cold glance, every time she leaves dishes in the sink like a dare, every time she stomps around like this place is still hers. But it's not. Not anymore. The apartment feels different now. Not because the furniture's moved or the lighting's changed, but because I have. I'm not the Olivia she thinks she knows. The one who used to fold at the first sign of conflict, who filled every silence with apologies, who kept peace at her own expense. That version of me? She's gone. Thursday morning, I wake up early. I don't make breakfast. Don't tiptoe around her door like I used to. I sit at the kitchen counter, sipping my coffee slow, watching the inbox refresh on my laptop screen. At 8:55 a.m., I click Send. The email goes to Emma, CC'd to a small property management company I spoke to the day before. Attached, a lease agreement, $1,200 per month. Rent due on the 1st. Simple, clean, binding. By 9:03, I hear her door open, barefoot steps, yawning. She rounds the corner, hair messy, phone in hand. Then she freezes. "What the hell is this?" she asks, holding up her screen. I don't even look up from my laptop. "That's your lease agreement." Her face contorts, half disbelief, half rage. "You sent me a contract? Are you kidding me right now?" "Not at all," I say, calm as a breeze. "You said you weren't sure about paying rent, so I figured we should make things official." "Are you serious?" she snaps, voice rising. "You brought in a management company?" I close the laptop gently. "Yes, I wanted it to be handled professionally." Her mouth opens, but nothing comes out. She paces for a moment, muttering to herself. Then she turns back to me. "Liv, what the hell is going on with you? You've changed." I nod once. "Yeah, I have." Her eyebrows shoot up. She wasn't expecting that. She was expecting denial, guilt, something she could work with. But I'm giving her nothing. "So what? I have to pay today?" she asks, voice sharp. "It's the 1st. That's when rent's due." Jesus Christ, Liv! You're seriously doing this now? I stand, slow, deliberate. "I gave you a full month's notice, Emma. I told you this was coming. You ignored it." "I didn't think you'd actually go through with it," she yells, the volume finally breaking through her facade. I just blink. "That's not my problem." Her jaw clenches, hands balled into fists. "I don't have the money." I tilt my head, eyes narrowing. "That's interesting," I say, "because last week I heard you on the phone bragging about your VIP tickets to that music festival next month. Said you paid in full." Color drains from her face. That did it. Silence. A beat. Then she explodes. "You're unbelievable. You're acting like I'm some kind of leech." "Aren't you?" I ask quietly. She stares at me wide-eyed like she's seeing me for the first time, like she doesn't recognize the girl standing in front of her. She's right. She doesn't. Because that girl, the one who kept giving, kept forgiving, she's gone. Buried under 3 years of unpaid rent, missing oat milk, and mocking laughter at a party I wasn't invited to. I pick up my coffee again, sip it slowly. "You have 2 options," I say, like I'm reading off a menu. "Sign the lease and start paying rent like any adult. Or move out. That's it." "And what if I don't do either?" she spits like it's a threat. I meet her gaze, unblinking. "Then tomorrow morning, the 14-day notice to vacate goes out. And if you're still here after that, I'll file for eviction." The word hangs in the air like smoke. Eviction. She recoils like I slapped her. "You'd actually do that to your own sister?" "You did this to yourself," I say, voice flat. I'm just finally responding. She storms off, muttering curses under her breath, slamming the bedroom door so hard the walls shake. But I don't flinch. Not anymore. It's quiet the next day. Too quiet. Emma's barely left her room, and when she does, she moves like a ghost. Silent, sharp, avoiding eye contact. The calm before a storm. I'm reading on the couch when she finally appears, arms crossed, jaw clenched tight. "So," she says, voice clipped, "you're really serious about this?" I don't look up. "I am." She exhales sharply like I've wounded her. "I just don't get why you're doing this now, after everything, after how I've leaned on you." "Exactly," I say, closing the book. "You've leaned on me. Long enough." She softens, like she always does. Big eyes, quivering lip. Practiced. "I've been going through stuff, Liv. It's not easy." "That's not what you said in that video." Her face freezes, color drains. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. I stand, slow, steady. "I heard every word. You weren't venting. You were bragging." She doesn't speak. "So I do. You played me, Emma, laughed about it, used me, and I let you. But not anymore." She tries to smile, weak, pleading. "I didn't mean it." "Yes," I say, final. "You did." She doesn't slam her door this time. It's strange. The usual drama isn't there. No yelling, no stomping, no aggressive clatter of cabinets. Just silence. A heavy, uncomfortable silence. The kind that wraps around the apartment and presses against my chest like fog. I'm in the kitchen rinsing my mug, the water running slow. Behind me, I hear her. Her steps are soft, hesitant. "Liv?" I don't turn around. "Can we talk?" I dry my hands with a towel, place it neatly on the counter, then face her. She looks different. Not in the physical sense. She's still in her worn-out hoodie and leggings, her hair in that effortless, perfect, messy bun. But her expression, it's cracked. Like whatever mask she's been wearing is finally starting to slip. She starts, then falters. "I didn't mean to hurt you." Her voice is smaller than usual, softer. She's not yelling now, not laughing. And I think for a moment she might actually mean it, but that doesn't change anything. You did, though, I say calmly, whether you meant to or not. She swallows hard, eyes flicking to the floor. It was just a stupid joke, she mumbles. I was drunk. I was just trying to make people laugh. You did, I say, at my expense. Her jaw tightens. She's still trying to find her angle, still looking for that sliver of leverage, the right words to flip the script. I've just been struggling. I didn't know how to say it. I nod slowly. Okay, so let me ask you something. She looks up. When were you planning to stop struggling? When you bought the concert tickets? When you ordered delivery 5 nights a week? When you signed up for that boutique gym? She winces. You've been watching me? No, I say. I've been paying attention. There's a difference. She doesn't respond, just stands there, silent, arms crossed so tight it looks like she's holding herself together. You had options, Emma, I say, gentler now. You just didn't take any of them. Because this, I gesture to the space around us, was easy. She exhales, shaky. I didn't want to lose this. Lose you. There it is. The confession. But I don't let it soften me. You already lost me, I say, quiet and steady. When you made me a punchline. She looks away, blinking fast. So what now? She asks. You're kicking me out? No, I correct. I gave you a lease. I gave you terms. You chose not to accept them. She flinches like that truth stings more than yelling ever could. I don't have anywhere else to go. You do, I reply. I found 3 apartments nearby, studio, 1 bedroom, and a roommate situation, all within your budget. I even spoke to one of the landlords. He's willing to waive the deposit if you apply this week. She stares at me, not angry, not smug, just quiet. And for once, she doesn't argue, doesn't deflect. She just nods. Okay. The next morning, she starts packing. There's no big scene, no dramatic monologue, just cardboard boxes and the rustle of trash bags. She moves slower than usual, like every step feels heavier, like reality is finally catching up. I stay out of the way, let her work through it. At one point, I walk past the open door to the guest room, her room, and pause. It's half empty, drawers open, closet bare. Her favorite hoodie, the one she always stole from me, is folded neatly on the bed. She doesn't see me watching. Or maybe she does, but pretends not to. Later, I find her sitting in the living room, suitcase zipped up beside her, fingers tangled in her lap. She doesn't look like the girl from the video, doesn't look smug or proud or powerful. She just looks tired. I sit across from her, not speaking at first. The air is still, almost too still. I'm sorry, she says finally. I know, I reply. But that doesn't fix it. She nods, wipes her eyes. I never thought you'd actually do it. Push back. Say no. Yeah, I say. You weren't the only one who underestimated me. She lets out a soft laugh, sad, hollow. Guess I can't call you soft anymore. Guess not. We sit there for a long moment. Not sisters, not strangers. Just 2 people learning how to exist separately. When she stands, she hesitates. You really think I'll be okay? I nod once. You'll have to be. She's gone before I wake up. There's no knock on my door, no final speech, no tearful goodbye in the hallway. Just the faint sound of the front door clicking shut, the hum of silence that follows, and a short message on my phone. I'm out. Good luck with everything. Emma. I stare at the screen for a long time, not because I'm surprised. I'm not, but because it feels strange to read her absence in black and white. After everything, that's all there is. Not anger, not love, just a few words that land with a quiet, final thud. I don't reply. Instead, I sit on the edge of my bed, letting the morning light spill in through the half-open blinds, painting long, soft stripes across the floor. The apartment is completely still, like it's waiting to exhale, like it's been holding its breath for years. And now, finally, It gets to let go. So do I. I walk through the space slowly, barefoot, my steps echoing on the hardwood like they belong here again. The hallway feels longer somehow, wider, lighter. The air doesn't carry tension anymore. It carries peace. Her shoes are gone from the entryway. Her pile of laundry is no longer spilling out of the bathroom hamper. The guest room door is open, and when I peek inside, I see nothing but bare walls, an empty mattress, and a slight dent in the carpet where her dresser used to be. For the first time in 3 years, the apartment is mine, truly mine. Not shared, not borrowed, not overrun by someone else's chaos, just mine. Later that afternoon, I throw open the windows, let fresh air pour in, real air, not the recycled kind from the AC. Sunlight floods the living room, catching dust particles midair like glitter, and I breathe in deep, fuller than I have in months, maybe years. I start cleaning, not because the place is dirty, but because I need to reclaim it in the most literal way. Wipe down the counters she never cleaned, wash the sheets she left behind, empty the fridge of the half-used condiments she always said she'd finish and never did. I even vacuum under the couch cushions and find a pair of her earrings, gold hoops, the cheap kind that turn green if you sweat too hard. I hold them in my palm for a minute, then toss them in the trash without hesitation. There's no drama, no ritual, just the quiet satisfaction of letting something go and meaning it. Later that evening, Uncle Mark stops by. He knocks gently, and when I open the door, he's standing there with 2 coffees and that same kind, knowing look he's had since he sent the video. "Thought you could use this," he says, handing me the cup. I step aside and let him in. He looks around the space, slowly taking it in. The open windows, the cleaned counters, the stillness in the air. "Looks different," he says. "It is," I answer. "Feels different too." He settles into a chair, leans back with a quiet sigh, and studies me. "That wasn't easy, huh?" I shake my head, a slow, tired smile tugging at my lips. "It was one of the hardest things I've ever done." "But you did it," he says, voice low, firm. "You didn't just let it keep happening." I nod, looking down at my coffee, watching the steam rise in soft curls. For so long I thought being a good sister meant giving her everything I had, even when it hurt, even when she didn't deserve it. "A lot of people make that mistake," he says, "especially with family." I meet his eyes. "Do you think she's going to be okay?" He pauses, not because he doesn't have an answer, but because he's choosing it carefully. "She'll have to be," he says finally. "And honestly, maybe that's what she needed. To finally stand on her own. You were always her net. Now she gets to figure out how to land without one." I nod slowly, the weight of that truth settling in a place inside me that used to feel like guilt, but now feels more like closure. That night, I pour a glass of wine and sit by the window. The street outside is quiet, the occasional car passing, the hum of a distant TV somewhere down the hall. And for once, I'm not waiting for the door to open. Not listening for footsteps, not wondering what mood Emma will be in when she walks in. She's not coming back, and that doesn't feel cruel. It feels right. I sip the wine. It's cold, smooth, a little dry, and let it settle on my tongue. There's no grand sense of victory, no sudden rush of joy, just a calm, steady sense of peace. The kind you feel when you finally take your life back, inch by inch, room by room. This space is mine again. So is my peace. So is my power. And as I sit there, alone but not lonely, I realize something. For the first time in years, I don't feel used. I feel free. A week passes. It's the little things I notice first. The bathroom stays clean. Groceries last longer. My oat milk is still where I left it. No lights left on in empty rooms. No music blaring from someone else's phone. No trail of messes following behind someone who never looked back to clean them. The house breathes differently now, and so do I. For so long, I thought silence meant loneliness. Now, I understand it can mean something else entirely. Peace, control, stillness that doesn't ache. I sit in my living room one evening, the same couch I used to collapse into after work, drained from pretending everything was fine. Only now I sit tall, legs curled beneath me, a soft blanket over my lap. The TV plays in the background, not for noise, but comfort. There's a candle burning on the table, one she used to hate. It smells like cedar and cinnamon. It smells like mine. I think about Emma sometimes. Not with anger, not even with sadness. More like someone flipping through an old photo album, a memory that once had weight, but now floats like a leaf on water. I wonder if she's found a place, if she signed a lease, if she finally realized she's capable, that she always was. I wonder if she's still telling jokes at other people's expense, or if she's learning what it feels like to stand without leaning on someone else's spine. But I don't dwell, because that's not my job anymore. One night, I pull out my journal, one I haven't touched in months, maybe longer. I flip to a blank page and write in slow, steady lines. You can love someone and still say no. You can be kind without being a doormat. You don't owe people your peace to prove you care. They're lessons I didn't know I was learning while I was busy holding everything together. But now they live in me. I look around the apartment, clean, calm, mine, and realize I've built something stronger than a home. I've built boundaries, and they hold. They don't keep people out. They keep me in, centered, steady, unshaken. I'm not the sister crying on the phone while someone makes promises they don't mean. I'm not the woman covering bills and calling it love. I'm not the background character in someone else's performance. I'm not soft in the way she thought. I'm soft like quiet thunder, like still water that can drown. She underestimated me, but I don't. Not anymore. The next morning, I open the blinds and let the light pour in. I make my own breakfast. I eat at the table instead of standing by the sink. I play music I actually like. I laugh at something on my phone, out loud, and no one tells me to turn it down. And in that quiet, glowing space of a new morning, I realize something simple and true. I didn't lose a sister. I found myself, and she's stronger than I ever gave her credit for.